Greetings, YouTube. So the ACLU has helped win a victory for religious freedom in America. What do I mean by that? Well, you see, in eastern Pennsylvania, they have won a lawsuit which will allow a club to hold activities on school grounds. Um, what's the name of that club? The After School Satan Club. In a Monday filing issued in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania and shared by the ACLU, a judge found that although the Satanic Temple Incorporated's objectors may challenge the sanctity of this controversially named organization, the sanctity of the First Amendment protections must prevail. So here's an example of someone, the ACLU, and the Satanic Temple, using the very language that conservatives have used to bash the world into a nice little neat box that makes them comfortable, being used against them. It's religious freedom, right? If you can have 10 commandments in classrooms in America, then you have to allow the satanic folks to hold their after-school specials. Now, I want to see Zoroastrians. I want to see the Muslim imams. I want to see, Jewish rabbis all holding programs on school grounds. No, see, I really don't. I don't want any kind of education, any kind of uh, religious teachings on school grounds. But if the Christians are going to do it, well then, they open the door and everyone should be able to walk in. Of course, the goal is to let the Christians understand that maybe we should allow people to practice their religions outside school territory, not on school property. And school property should be used purely for the secular education of our students, which is what it should be. I'd also get rid of things like the Pledge of Allegiance and the flags in every room. I'd throw the jingoism out as well as the religious teachings. We don't need any of that in our schools. That doesn't aid the educational process in the least. But, they opened the door and this Satanic Temples walked in, and this just delights me to no end. It just makes me smile. I'm not a fan of organized religion, even if there are Satanists. I may be a neo-pagan, but I have no connection to the Satanic Church. That's really something that's just not my cup of tea. But if you're going to allow them Christians into school, then you got to allow everybody else. And the Satanic Temple occasionally does things that make me smile. They seem to be at least self-aware of the absurdity of the world around them in a way that many Christians aren't. In fact, Christians' inability to understand about how the world works and how sometimes it is just absurd is one of their many stumbling points. Self-awareness does not seem to be a skill that they value. So yeah, I'm glad that this ruling was passed down that way. I hope that it gets those Christians all riled up, and maybe they can start thinking about yanking all of the religious teachings from the school property. Wouldn't that be grand? Of course, they might also be confused, and that means that they also can't try to indoctrinate their children on school property.